guys, welcome to another episode of F1 2021. My team on the ChesnoidPlays channel. It's the penultimate race of the season today. It's Australia, which is usually the first race of the season, which is why this feels a little bit weird. But actually, it might work in our favour, because the first time we're used to racing around Australia is with a car that has no upgrades on it, and the car usually handles like an absolute dog around Australia Season 1, whereas now we're actually in a much better position than we were previously. So we might actually be half decent around Australia. I might not be, but we hope for the best. As ever, drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any further videos. If you missed any of the previous races this season, Brazil last time, no, I see rain, I see rain, I see rain, I see rain. It makes me sad. Makes me sad. Oh, really, really, really.
Tell us what areas you want to invest.
Yikes. You see that? It's gonna rain, then it's gonna dry up, then it's gonna rain again. This is gonna be a really strange Grand Prix weekend. I'm not used to driving in Australia in anything other than baking sunshine, but that's what the race being at the other end of the calendar later in the season, that's how it changes. That's how it changes things. Right, rain in Australia is going to be interesting, to say the least. I'm going to go and find a setup and hope that we can actually pull something out the bag here. I say this at the beginning of every race, but I really don't know how this is going to go until you get on track and you get a feel of it. You don't know where you are. So let's get on track and let's have a feel of it and see where we are. How can I be 1.6 seconds off?
Over, but I'm afraid we didn't get what we needed. We're going to have to run it again.
I give up. I give up. I give up. I'm not going to be able to do the practice programs. I give up. I don't know how quick I am comparatively to the other drivers, so that will be the deciding factor.
Over the
fucking
line.
slow,
Let's
great.
see our top three again. Leclerc, Bottas, and
Super
Fernando
fucking slow.
Alonso.
This is going to be a painful weekend, lads. This is going to be a painful weekend. Good day, was it, Claire? Not so sure.
Your R&D team has been working non-stop this season. Is this to catch up or stay ahead? The regulation changes for next season have been announced. How is your team going to cope with the transition? There's quite a buzz around this team at the moment. What are your thoughts on them? Appreciate your time.
Not exactly feeling doing my press responsibilities today, to be honest. Getting absolutely sassed by Claire. Well, I mean, I'll try, but that was a painful practice session. A really painful practice session. Where am I losing my time to, everyone? Teammate is half a second quicker than me. We're level in Sector 1. Level in Sector 2. It's the third sector. I've got fuck all in those last 4 turns. No, it's the Season 1, Peter. Australia is at the end of the calendar this year. Australia is at the end of the calendar this year. Look, Sector 1, 0.3. Sector 2, 1 millisecond. Sector 3, half a fucking second. And that put me 20th. 20th. Ugh. Ugh. Nothing but just disgust at my own performance. Of course, my teammate's fast here as well, as if to make it worse. My teammate is faster than me as well by 0.6. The car has pace in it. I just can't find it. I feel like Daniel Ricciardo in a McLaren. The car has pace, but I just don't have it. Max Verstappen is clearly struggling with something as well, so at least I'm not the only one. The third sector, my third sector is just nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
Let's have your take on it.
I can match my teammate in sectors. Oh, nothing worries me.
After all the teams have updated their cars for next season's regulation changes,
We'll be fine.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Claire. I can match my teammate in sectors 1 and 2, but I'm half a second off in sector 3. Half a second. I just don't know how to take those final 3 turns. Or I can't take them with any confidence in the car. This rivalry with Kimmy's going to go right to the wire as well. At least I'm still gaining a claim, at least. Robert's flying with a claim, and the team is that close to level 50, level 14. We need to be level 15 to be able to get another sponsor on the car. So we're starting P20, barring any what's the word for penalties to everybody else. But I'm slow in the dry, and now it's raining.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's
This is going to be interesting, lads. How are they doing a 117? How are they doing a 117?
Looking down the rest of the grid, we have
Where is that coming from?
Perez, Sebastian
I
Vettel,
can't even get into the
and Stroll,
120s.
Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso,
Alonso with a grid pen.
Russell, and Charles Leclerc.
Russell's
They've
starting
taken a grid
P9.
penalty.
Verstappen's
Sainz,
P11.
Esteban
There must be
Ocon,
loads of
and
grid
Giovinazzi.
penalties. Loads of grid penalties.
Gasly,
I'm starting
Wood,
16th.
Robert Schwartzman. They'll be starting
My
further
teammate's
back
taken a
after an
grid
earlier
penalty as well, which is a
And
shame.
Yuki
I'm
Tsunoda.
starting P16.
Latifi, they've
Somehow.
taken a grid penalty. Mick Schumacher,
Ricciardo
Mazepin, and Daniel
starts
Ricciardo fills the
P22.
last spot on the grid.
But because it's raining, we can at least take loads of fuel out of the car, so it'll be lighter. I'm gonna take. It's raining at the beginning and it's gonna rain at the end. So I'm gonna take a lap's worth of fuel out of the car. I don't have a personalised predicted for the wet weather, so I've no idea what's gonna happen. I can't plan at all for stops. So that's what we'll do. We'll run with a lighter car. But like you say, rain is the ultimate equaliser, so hopefully it's just going to rain as much as possible, and that way I can be as competitive as possible and maybe have a half-decent finish. But this is going to be a grind, a real grind. Hopefully it's better than Japan, though. As long as I'm not running at the back, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. It's going to be wet at the start, then it's going to be dry in the middle of the race, and then it's going to rain again at the end. So the weather is going to be entirely unpredictable. Schwartzman is always so fast off the line. The other cars are so quick off the line. Yuki's gone for it. The other cars are so fast off the line. And they've been like that at every Grand Prix. Have you guys experienced that? The AI being really quick off the start. I don't know whether I'm getting my rev range wrong. Oh, we are slow. I don't know whether I'm getting my rev range wrong. Oh, Latifi got all out of position there. Now I'm right up behind him. Down to P20. Lovely. Ricciardo will be past me soon. I'm glad you guys feel the same with the stats. Go on, Daniel. Someone's feeling that home Grand Prix spirit. I mean, technically, we did qualify 20th. We just started 16th because of grid penalties. So, oh, stop. We are where we should be on pace. The car would not stop there. I had no choice but to lunge for that gap. I had no chance but to lunge for that gap. Thankfully, we got away with it. That could have been scary. It's actually not a great track for overtaking Australia. Other than turn 1 and turn 9, which is this right-hander coming up, there aren't really that many overtaking opportunities. Maybe into turn 13 at the end of the second DRS zone. But obviously we don't have at the minute because we're in the wet. But there aren't many overtaking opportunities around Australia. So Ricciardo might have his work cut out to make it back through the field, despite the fact he's in an absolutely rapid car.
Drawing out quite soon. My Mind
Really?
you don't burn out your tyres.
It's going to dry up that quickly? That's not good, because I need the wet weather for my fuel. Although, I mean, we are probably going to get lapped, so I probably can underfuel the car. Probably doesn't matter that we're running so low on fuel, because we're almost certainly going to get lapped. There's actually a McLaren in the lead. Lando is actually leading the race right now. He's managed to get past both Mercedes somehow. Oh. Oh. Nearly found it in the wall, but we managed to hold on to it. So Lando leads from the two Mercedes, then Sergio Perez.
Fuel before the end of the race. Start being a little conservative with the remaining fuel, please.
No, you're all right, Jeff. Don't worry about fuel, pal. Don't worry about fuel. He's having another look, Daniel. He's going to go around the outside at turn 13 if he can. Which he can't. Now Mazepin has the inside line for 14 and he's quite comfortably able to hold the position. Daniel must be getting so frustrated sat in that cockpit right now. Now the question is, what tyre do we go on to when it dries up? I have a feeling I might have to just go onto the soft to be competitive, rather than going onto the medium and trying to make it last till the next set of rain to stand a chance of competing with everybody else. I might have to go onto softs. Daniel's having another look. He's going for the inside line this time. Daniel is through against Mazepin. Watch him seems snapped.
On track, but officials aren't looking to push
He
for a safety
snapped
car
back
right
to
now.
the racing
Be
line
careful.
there. There's almost as if he was just being rude to Mazepin, like, there, I'm past you, get out of my goddamn way.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Confirmed. Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits.
Right, so we're double stacking. We're double stacking. That was close. Move, lads. You are allowed to move, you know. Oh, God. Work on the car, lads. You're allowed to work on the car, you know.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Go, go, go.
So we've lost a place in the pit stops.
Right, we have 2 stops left in this strategy. We have 2 stops planned.
We've lost the place in the pit stop. I don't know whether I should have maybe done the extra lap and avoided the double stack. I probably should. I probably should. It only offered me lap 7 with the MFD change though, because it was registering Robert as coming in. Otherwise it wouldn't. It would have told me to come in that lap.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS.
It's enabled
is
DRS,
now
but it's
online.
still very wet out here. But because we barely used any tyres in quali, we do have 3 sets of softs that we can use in the race. That's dry. It said, the weather forecast said that it was going to be wet for the first, like, half of the race. And so we significantly underfueled the car. And now, 7 laps in, we're already on dry tyres and I'm significantly underfueled. One of the Mercedes that has gotten past the McLaren and has just gone. He's literally just disappeared down the road. That's the difference in time the dry runners, sorry, the Mercedes have on everyone else. We did just put the fastest 3rd sector in of the race. I don't know, did they pit? I'm sure everyone's pit now, surely. No, Lewis hasn't pit yet. That's why he's flying. That's why he's got such a lead. What, brave or stupid? I'm not sure. Lewis has done it again. Yeah, thank you for the follow, Tasty. We're definitely faster than Mick in the Haas.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.4
The
seconds.
gap to those 2 in front, Mazepin and Latifi, is pretty stable at the moment. So that gaggle in front of these 2 is actually stuck behind George Russell right now. It's the other Williams. It's the other Williams that's slowing up loads of drivers. We're nearly within DRS range now of the 2 in front. And provided George can stay ahead, and we did say that it is a difficult track to overtake at. here in Australia. Provided George can stay ahead of that gaggle, we will close the gap on them continually. We are going to have to get past the two in front, though, to be able to do that properly. Double stacking in the pit stops just cost us massively. Should have done the extra lap, really. A lot of the time, when it's weather changing and weather related, it's worth doing the double stack and not doing the extra lap. But it was still quite wet when we came out of the pits onto these slick tyres, so I probably would have been better served doing the extra lap. Never mind. You live and learn. These things happen. But George is absolutely doing us a solid right now. But now we're in DRS range. I'm just going to let my Lando Norris out of the race. Lando is retiring from P3. Lando is out. Why is Lando out? Presumably it's just an engine issue. Yeah. His Mercedes isn't happy. So the new strategy is to extend this set of tyres to lap 26 rather than lap 24. Which must mean that our tyre wear is decent, but we're already 15% worn. 15-16% worn on most tyres. After 8 laps. Come on. Let's get him into turn 1. Come on! He's gone defensive, I've gone super aggressive. We're through.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
Ooh, we did have to get very aggressive there to get past, though. I just put it... I basically did a Verstappen. I put him in a position where he either made the decision to let me go or have a crash. That was his decision there. He either let me overtake or we had a crash. That was probably too aggressive. We've got the move done. We're past, and now it's time to get past Nikita and chase after that group in front. Is he going to go defensive? He's not. I'm going to get aggressive again. Same move. Whoop. Same move on Mazepin. Done. They really are stuck behind George, aren't they? There's loads of them there. So they want me to go to lap 26, but I am really tempted to actually undercut even what our old setup, our old plan was. I'm tempted to pit on like 23. Just have a massive grip advantage. But yeah, a massive undercut here could set us up for the rest of the entire Grand Prix by the time the next rain gets here. Thank you, Ben, as well, for the 3rd month. I appreciate it, Aiden. Thank you, mate. Oof. Come on, then. This is a risk. This is a risk, because if the rain doesn't come for ages, we might actually end up having to do an extra pit stop. But I hope not. It was a slow stop, 3.1 seconds. Was a slow stop. I'm about to get lapped. That's Valtteri going past us, but that's going to save us some time. Not having to slow down to let another driver through. He's so far ahead of Checo in P2. So far ahead of Checo in P2. Now is the time to make haste. Gasly's pit. Gasly's pit. We might have triggered a number of other pit stops now. No, just Gasly. It's just Gasly that's pitting. He's been there for ages. I wonder if he's actually pit for front wing damage. I will check. Taylor with a Prime Gaming sub. Thank you, my dude. Gasly's gone to mediums next. Gasly's gone to mediums. I've gone soft. Gasly's gone mediums. So Gasly has undercut, but he's playing a different game entirely. He's undercut and gone to the mediums. So current plan is to stop again at about lap 43, apparently. Lap 43. Gasly might just not have enough sets of softs to run the same strategy as us. But we are expecting it to rain again later in the race.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now. Dries.
But it's not coming anytime soon, apparently. No, it's Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi's pit. And Latifi's in the pits as well. We get Gio. There's Giovinazzi coming out of the pits now in P18 right in front of us. So we're up to P19, but it wasn't really Gio we were trying to catch. It was that group behind George. And now...
Robert is coming in for his stop.
Not everybody's in the pits, actually. Not everybody. George is still going. But now we find out whether that undercut on fresh rubber has worked for us to be able to jump. Or at least close the gap on that gaggle that was just 3.5 to 4 seconds down the road from us. The answer might be no. There's Yuki, so we've jumped Sonoda. We have managed to jump Sonoda, and we're right behind our teammate now. So it has gained us about 4 to 5 seconds. About 4 to 5 seconds. But they're obviously going to be on fresh rubber now, and we're not. Sainz in the pits. That's George that was holding everybody else up. We'll leave him room. P14. P14. Soon to be P15. No, P14 still. So the undercut has worked for now, but we're going to have to do a lot of defending because the other cars behind us are going to be so much faster on tyres that are fresher. I need to know about the rain now, really. I need to know about the rain by the late 30s lap-wise. We're basically in a similar position to Brazil now, where we know rain is coming, we don't know when, and we need to manage our pit stop strategy accordingly. We're past Ricardo, who's just pit again, and there comes Ocon out of the pits. Hello, Esteban.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
That's P13, just. I have to go defensive here. Stay ahead of Esteban, your race winner from the real-life Grand Prix yesterday, but we're ahead of Ocon now as well. So that undercut, that one undercut has earned us about 7 positions, but Esteban is flying. And you can see how much quicker my teammate is than me as well. He's just disappeared into the distance. He's just got straight line speed.
Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place.
I do have DRS now though. So we're down to P14, but now we're in that train.
Gap to teammate ahead is 3.6 seconds.
That train of cars that we were trying to catch before, we are now relatively near the front of. We've gone from doing the catching to now try and avoid being caught. Just having to put my car kind of just off centre in the middle of the track, just off centre of the racing line to ensure that there's not really enough room around the outside for Yuki to go for. And then if he does go for the inside, his angle for the corner is narrowed so much that he can't take it properly. I'm having to rely so much so on just positioning my car in the right place at the right time, so I don't have the straight line speed to keep him behind. It depends how quickly you advance your car as to how quickly you can challenge for podiums. But obviously I'm driving on a difficulty rating that is probably at the very limit of what I could go to with regards to how hard I make it. So last year we basically went from the back of the field in season 1 to winning the championship at the back end of season 2, but only because of the rapid development we got in the back end of season 2. So I'm expecting to maybe be challenging for podiums at this point next year.
0.3 a lap.
I'd like to be challenging for podiums by this point next year, but not guaranteed podiums. Not like a, or is it are we going to win or are we going to finish second? I want it to be like a, are we going to finish third or are we going to finish 6th kind of position by this point next year, for then in the 3rd season to then be challenging for wins and the world title. But there's no way to tell It all depends on how you develop, how the AI develop, how the other teams grow, where they grow, what restrictions come in with the regulations, how many different changes are made with the regulations. That can dictate how competitive you are from season to season. There's a lot to factor in. Only the one retirement so far though. It's been pretty good retirement-wise, hasn't it, recently? Other than obviously the extraordinary circumstances in Mexico. Reliability-wise, a lot of the other teams have been pretty decent of late. I think a lot of people taking new parts has had a factor to play in that. We are closing on our teammate, by the way. Yeah, safety car or rain. I need safety car or rain. I'd rather rain, I think. I don't know. I don't know whether I'd rather rain or a safety car. I was closing on my team anyway, then I fucked up turn 11 and 12. Lost half a second. I fucked up turn 13 as well. Daniel is sniffing all over the back of Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki's caught in the middle here. He's trying to attack me whilst trying to defend from Daniel, and it's a really difficult position to be in. If it's not going to rain again, then I am going to need to get lapped another time. Or I'm going to need to start to save some fuel. We're definitely going to have to make another dry pit stop, that's for sure. But when we make that pit stop...
Okay, we need to start saving fuel. Lift and coast where you can.
Fuck's sake. So slow. I told you, Yuki. Stay in your place. Having to get really brave on the brakes at the minute, though, to try and stay ahead of Yuki. Yeah, like you say, time to focus, head down, put another good 2 laps in, and then we'll pit on 40. Pit at the end of 41. We'll pit at the end of 41. Just going to pit this lap.
Right, come in at the end of this lap. Okay, gap ahead is 1.8 seconds.
I told you, Yuki. No. 3 times he's tried to overtake me there, and 3 times I've just had to lunge up the inside to ensure that he doesn't get me. Alright, we're pitting again for a 2nd time then. Or 3rd time, actually. This next set of tyres are slightly worn. But we're in a position now where it's another slow stop. In a position now where I need the rain to come,
That was our last stop.
or I need to get lapped
No
again.
more scheduled
And
stops.
noticeably, the Mercedes behind also stopped the same lap as me. So these tyres are 6% worn. I need that Mercedes to catch me again. I need to get lapped for a 2nd time, otherwise I'm going to have to save fuel at the end unless there's a safety car or rain. But now we're going to try the undercut tactic that we used before to get track position, and then I'm just going to have to defend for my life again, the same way that we did against Yuki from whoever it is that's behind me at that moment in time. But my aim here now is to try and get ahead of Giovinazzi, who is 2 places in front of us. I want to get past my teammate with this undercut, and I want to get past Giovinazzi as well. And I want to learn how to take corners 11 and 12. Ah, he's pit now!
Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits.
They both pit now. They've both covered me off. And I've had a scrappy lap. Balls. I needed them to stay out for an extra couple of laps. There they are, look. At the end of the pit lane, coming out.
Yellow flag.
Oh, Mazepin. Please, safety car. Please, safety car.
The safety car is out.
Safety car! Yeah! We save our fuel! And that has all come because Mazepin has hit... Was it my teammate? He's just driven straight into the back of Robert. He's just not acknowledged that Robert's there and just driven straight into the back of him. Broken his front wing, lost a tyre. Right on the braking zone of turn 1, we have a safety car. Now, we've pit, but a number of other drivers are right next to the pits as well, unfortunately. So we're probably not going to gain any positions from this safety car, but
slow your pace immediately.
put it in lean, that'll save us some fuel. We're not going to gain any positions just from the safety car and other cars pitting, but we are going to be in a good position now. Ricardo's in the pits, but he's coming out the pits here, and I think he's going to come out right in front of me, and I'm not going to be able to overtake him because of safety car conditions. We nearly gained an extra spot. We nearly gained an extra spot. We're off again.
Green flag.
We're fine on fuel. Where Yuki's going? Oh, he's getting blue flagged.
Blue flag, blue flag.
It's Gasly, I think. I think Gasly's coming through. Or is it Mercedes? I think it might be Mercedes, actually. It's Hamilton in P2. I'm going to have to get out of the way for Lewis.
Blue flag conditions. Create a
Really?
gap and let the car behind
For
through.
fuck's sake, Seb.
The gap to the car behind is 2.7 seconds.
Oh, this sucks. This actually sucks. Such a shame that it's so difficult to code for the whole unlap yourself thing. Now Tsunoda's right here because I've had to let them all through and Tsunoda's going to jump me. God, that's annoying. Now comes Alonso. Tsunoda's gone really deep there. Really deep.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Now Sainz is going to jump me as well. No, he's not. And we're going to get Tsunoda back. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is mental. Everybody's having to hop out of the way for everyone else. But that's it. Stroll in P8 was the last one. Stroll in P8 was the last one. Because the Kimi at the front of the queue...
is 7.3 seconds.
Kimi at the front of the queue was P9. So everybody behind us is going to have to let all of the guys in front of us through. So we might be able to close that gap again and jump someone else. Maybe. If we can stick to Stroll and Alonso. Says as he runs terribly
Rain
wide.
is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Rain in 10 minutes. So Giovinazzi in front is letting everybody else through. And Yuki, bless him, has just been stuck behind me this whole bloody race, hasn't he? Now Giovinazzi's going to try and jump Schwartzman, which is exactly what's happened. So we're now right behind our teammate again, trying to chase him and Gio down. A bit of a love tap up the bum. Get the power down. Use the ERS. Might take my teammate here. Depends who's brave on the brakes. We are. P14. DRS from next lap. DRS from next lap. Just outside DRS range on Giovinazzi. Just outside DRS range. Yellow flags in front. They're okay again. Must have just been someone getting out of the way for someone else. Gasly's been taken by Ricardo. Gasly's dropped to P12 now. Ricardo's passed him. It's just a melee as everyone's getting lapped and everyone's so close together. Hi Yuki, bye Yuki. Clouds are coming, but I don't know if it's going to rain before the end of the race or rain hard enough for wet tyres. It's going to have to come quickly now because we're on lap 53 already and we're only going to lap 57. Thanks for follow F1 lover. Welcome to the channel, mate. It needs to rain now, really. If we're going to be able to do anything else strategy-wise with trying to get the timing of a pit stop right or have others go to wets and us try and limp round for a lap. It needs to rain kind of now. I don't think it's going to rain before the end of the race. Just don't think it's going to rain. I will try and get Tsunoda again before the end of the race, but I can't guarantee it. 2 laps to
We're
go.
expecting the rain to hit us any time now.
We slow around there.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag in front. Not sure what for. Someone's going slowly. It's Pierre Gasly. Gasly's engine's gone and he didn't see it in time. Tsunoda didn't see it in time. He's got caught behind his teammate. Tsunoda didn't see it in time. Caught round the corner and we were able to nip round him. That is P13.
Okay, clear.
Gasly's out. And we know why. We don't need to pause and have a look. That is some large fortune. Tsunoda was just so tight on the corner, he couldn't see Gasly round there and got stuck behind him. He was trying to... Like, Gasly was like here, Tsunoda was here and couldn't see him, but because I was out here, I could see Gasly, so I hung it out wide, and we were able to get around both of them. Oh, thanks for the follow, TFQ. Welcome to the channel, mate. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get Giovinazzi before the end, because I think he's faster than me anyway, but... That's it. After all of the anguish of practice and qualifying, to come home still with a P13, we've somehow managed to pull that out of the bag, mainly through good strategy. With the strategy of pitting a couple of laps early each time for our new soft tyres, we've been able to make the most of fresh rubber and then hold track position. And it's worked well for us. That's what we've done.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.2 seconds.
We haven't had the pace here this weekend. That's been abundantly clear.
Caution.
We haven't had the pace. That's been abundantly clear. But through clever strategy and a slice of luck, as the rain begins to fall, Valtteri Bottas wins the Grand Prix. It did rain at the end of the race, but not enough to warrant any wet weather running. And on fuel, we needed that safety car, really. If we didn't have that safety car, we would have had to have lifted and coasted for this last lap. Maybe even the last couple of laps. And we would probably have lost an extra couple of positions rather than earning a position the way that we did. But somehow we've managed to get ourselves a P13 finish here in Australia, which I don't feel like we really deserve, but we will take it. And into the season finale we'll go on a run of really strong results. Really strong results. A number of you voted yes for me to get higher than P17, which we weren't sure was going to happen, but you guys have won the prediction. Congratulations. Sorry, Jordan.
And with it, the championship is secure.
Well, the championship was already secure. Lewis from Valtteri, no, Valtteri from Lewis, from Seb, Sebastian Vettel on the podium, and won't be losing it this time. Won't be losing it this time. Although, to be fair, they might be talking about the Constructors' Championship, actually.
The top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Daniel went from P22 to P9. Charles from P10 to P5 is a good effort. Esteban from P13 to the points. Oh, there you go. To assure the Constructors' title, that was what they were talking about.
But with more races lined up,
although that was done ages ago as well. Look, that was sealed weeks ago before the drivers. So Lewis is actually just flying in the minute. He's getting so many points. But we've had some good races there in the past few. And the rivalry with Kimi is going to go all the way to Abu Dhabi. Right to the wire for that rivalry. And I absolutely will be desperate for that personal acclaim to come my way. The team acclaim will come in handy here too. And up to level 14 we go. Not far away now from getting another sponsor. 1.13 million earned throughout the course of that weekend. That actually was phenomenal.
Our margins are looking good right now. I think we've got room for some more investment.
You think so, do you? So there's a 2-week gap to the next Grand Prix. So we can do race simulations. We'll do the racecraft for our teammate. We'll do driver promotion filming. Do visit sponsor. Literally do everything but the durability team building. Oh, brilliant. That's fantastic. Right. Now we've got 5.58 million, but I'm going to save that for next season. We have got facilities in the process of being upgraded, although actually I think they've gone through now. But I can't afford anything else without completely gutting my balance. I could do resource point generation maybe on the powertrain. We can maybe do that and spend some of it. But now we have 1,155 resource points to throw into something. Now that could be DRS activation, or it could be not that because we haven't got enough, or not that because we haven't got enough. So maybe DRS activation, although I'd perhaps like to improve the chassis a bit more. Weight redistribution could do us a favour. That will actually potentially be done before the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which would be huge. Can I afford anything on the powertrain? Absolutely not. And supplier upgrades have arrived. Wow. Honda have delivered something, haven't they? Christ. Gearbox improved materials. That part is at risk because of the changes to the regulations. So we will adapt that part. And also, the turbo is unprotected, but it's not going to cost us anything to adapt that either. So that they've been done. And that's all that we need to worry about with regards to regulation changes. So I have 396 resource points left. And we might be able to afford something else by the time we get to the next Grand Prix. Chassis morale down 10, but resource points up, or aerodynamics? I'm going to say... What are we... I'm going to say aero part down things because we're actually working on the chassis.
I know these kinds of decisions can be challenging, but I think you made the right call.
Right, we'll advance time. Redesign brake ducts.
Our new parts have completed without issue.
That's fantastic. Now we have some resource points to spend again. So I could throw that into the DRS, or I could throw it into the front wing end plates. I'm actually going to do... Oh, I've not got enough for the end plates. Chassis been done. That's too expensive. That's too expensive. Well, it's the DRS activation then that's going to get done. DRS activation. We've spent all of our resource points now. We won't have any more to spend before the end of the season, I don't think. But everything seems to be passing well at the minute.
Okay. We've had a new part.
Another new part thing. Driver racecraft up. Awareness up 7. Or what do we value? Awareness or racecraft? Which one do I go for here, lads? Awareness or racecraft? Yeah, no, I know driver contracts are done before the end of the season, so that's why I haven't spent the rest of the money. I'd say racecraft is more important, isn't it? We'll save his racecraft.
Not an easy decision, but you handled it well. Thanks.
It would be nice, actually, if... Because you know when you accept something, that voiceover always says, oh, you did that well. It would be nice to add something that maybe gave you an indecisive response. Where he's like, oh, that was a strong call. I'm not sure it was the right one, but fair enough. Or something like that, you know what I mean? Right, advancing again then towards the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Chassis upgrade is done. Weekly running costs now pass. Plank, pass. Ah! Weight redistribution has passed.
They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
I can't afford anything else on anything else at this stage, I don't think. It's going to be a case of waiting. Or I could afford the fuel efficiency. But again, fuel efficiency hasn't really been an issue for us this year. I'll wait until we've done the practice programs at Abu Dhabi before we then decide what to do with those remaining resource points. But the money that we have at the minute will last us, and we'll redo the contracts for Schwartzman quite comfortably. And I think it makes financial sense to invest in the team and in the facilities more so than spend loads of cash on a driver, because, well, to get a driver that's as good as Schwartzman, we have to go up to Gio, and that's another 5.5 million. So I'm pretty sure we're going to... Well, I'm 100% sure at this stage. We're going to re-sign Robert Schwartzman for next season. At the minute, the performance index is in our favour, I believe. We are above AlphaTauri But that will change again when we get to the next Grand Prix because it hasn't updated with all the things that we've got. Let me just go to the next race weekend and we'll see how the performance chart looks when we get there. Because that might take an extra boost for us, but we don't know if the other teams have also upgraded, which they may well have done. Obviously, it's absolutely dry at Abu Dhabi as fully expected. But look, oh, actually, 13% chance of rain. But look, all of those, plus 8 more parts, although that includes, obviously, the developer upgrade, not developer, the engine manufacturer upgrades. So yes, we have taken a step further, supposedly, away from AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo and should be closer to Ferrari and Alpine. So we might, obviously, as you guys probably full aware if you've been watching me for a while with F1, it's not my strongest circuit at Abu Dhabi at all, but we did get our first podium at Abu Dhabi at the end of the first season on F1 2020. We're not as far advanced this year as we were then with our progression, but we're still not bad. Our season results so far are 17, 19, 15, 15, 16, 19, 8, 14, 13, 15, 19, 18, 13, 14. Japan was an outlier. 13, 8, 12, 13. There's been a marked improvement from Monza onwards. From Monza onwards, we've taken a step, and we'll hope to continue that step as we progress further through the season and into next year as well. Lewis has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lewis has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lewis has won 11 of the 19 races this year. Only only 2 races out of the 19 so far have been won by anyone other than a Mercedes. That being, 3. Verstappen got the win in Austria. Verstappen, Ricciardo and Norris, each with 1 race win apiece. And the rest has just been Lewis and Valtteri, and mainly Lewis. But we aren't going to be finishing anywhere other than 8th in the Constructors, I don't think. Unless we get a remarkable race in the next one. But we're taking more steps forward, and it could be a very strong end to the season and a very strong start to Season 2. For the YouTube video, that will bring us to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching this YouTube video. Hopefully you enjoyed. It was a struggle through practice and qualifying, but actually the race really went our way with some smart strategy. So we'll try and replicate that in Abu Dhabi if we can. I'll see you next time.